Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unrealistic Expectations. I'm your host, Amber, and today's topic is going to be violence in the city of Philadelphia. Not even just Philadelphia, just everywhere. The world has been a real crazy place since the end of 2019 to now. Violence has skyrocketed so much, and it's been ridiculous. So today I have two guests with me. As always, my technician Reese is here.
What's up?
And then I have a special guest. Y'all might know her. Do it like it's your B-Day. Baby, do it like it's your B-Day. Jocelyn.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? What's up?
All right. So, as y'all know, I live in Philadelphia. And let's just say this city done become a war zone. Like, it's unbelievable what's going on right now. Like, it doesn't even make sense anymore. Like, is there even a street code? Are there even OGs left? Like, who's out here teaching these young boys and young women, like, that's out here in this gang life, I guess? Like, who teaching y'all the street code, because y'all got it all the way twisted, and I'm just lost as to what's going on.
I'm a big believer of, I don't even think most of them are even around. I feel like either they're dead
or in jail.
Mm-hmm. Like we talked briefly on the phone, you know, it's a lot of kids being raised by kids too. And I feel as though also it's a generation they have left, which when I mean that, like our grandmothers, you know, our aunties, like the older ones and stuff like that, where you knew growing up, it was a lot of things you could not do. And if you did do it, it was a lot of consequences that followed behind it. So it was just like you knew not to like really gamble that much. So it's just like, that old school generation is not around no more.
Yeah, I hear so many young mothers like be like, "Oh, I don't hit my kids," or young fathers say that, like, "I don't hit my kids." Like, Reese, you have a child, right?
Yes.
Do you believe in hitting your child, or disciplining your child with hitting
physical
or
discipline?
Physical discipline.
So I think growing up, I got physically disciplined, I guess so. But now I can see where it's not really necessary, depending on the situation. I think every child is different, and you can't apply, like, you know, one thing to the next child, even if it's both your children. Like,
right.
Every child is totally different, and it don't apply. Like, I think some kids do need to be smacked up the head, and then other kids is like, yo, like, the punishment be way worse. So it's like, yeah, so it depends. Like, because I've seen children that, like, you know, that did get beaten and that didn't do shit. Like, they just still wilding. And then I see kids that, you know, that probably got punished with, no cell phone or something. And they was that was enough to, you know, put them on the right track. So, yeah.
You know,
so I'm kind of, you know, I think to each child, you know, it depends. So, yeah. But me personally, I don't, I have a daughter, 5-year-old daughter. I don't beat her. Like, I think me yelling at her enough, you know, it gets done, whatever I need, you know what I mean?
I could agree with that, because I was that child who got beatings and it just didn't do shit. I was that child. Like, it just, like, when it first started, of course it did something, but the older I got, the more I just like, I'm gonna do it.
You adapt to it, right?
I'm gonna do it again.
I just learned how not to get caught now.
Like, right, like, all right, so this time, don't do it that way, do it this way.
No.
And eventually the hits just don't hurt no more. You just be like, all right, like, I'm good, like, I'm ready. I cried while I was going on, but I'm really okay, though. Like,
no, I grew up in a household, we all got our ass whipped. Like, one person did it, all of us suffered for that one person.
That's why I love being the youngest. I ain't have to deal with that shit no more.
No, that's the Spanish household. Like, y'all all catching this ass whipping. If Nathaniel did it, all of y'all come downstairs. Y'all all gonna get
it was
y'all.
It was mass punishment.
It was mass punishment. Like,
and that helped with, like, your sibling shit, because now you policing up each other. Like, yo, chill. Like, you know it.
Like, dog, I'm not getting in trouble for you, yo.
Yeah,
like, sit down. Like,
so
you know, my mom said don't do that. I'm not catching them hands for you, yo.
So I honestly, I'm gonna say I loved it that way. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, versus today, the way it is now is like you said, hitting somebody's not really gonna do nothing. Yeah, you might put a little fear in them. That's about it. But then they get used to it. Like, I have a 14-year-old son. I refuse to like put my hands on him because I'm like, Dad, he gonna get bigger one day and a little stronger, and he just might be like, you know what, boop boop, real quick, just a natural, just him being a human and stuff. So I was the mom that, yo, I'm taking this away from you, and you're not having this, because you got certain people that do believe in, I'm gonna take it away. Next thing you know, the next day they got their phone back.
Right. And I feel like that's kind of what plays into why so many kids are getting guns now. Like, it's like, I don't understand why kids in high school, middle school, had such easy access to guns and firearms. It makes no sense. Like, my first question is, like, are the parents putting them up? Do they just got them lying around? Like, what's going on? And then second off, how do you not notice your firearm is missing? And how do you not notice your kid has a firearm? Like, it's so many factors that come into play with these children getting firearms, and I'm just like, where's the parental guidance in this situation? Like, you can't be that oblivious to your child's life that you don't know they have a gun, they have this, they have that. You can't be that naive.
To be honest, I'm going to say, well, when it comes to the home setting, when I'm watching the news and seeing 13-year-old boy accidentally shot sister, or the boy who shot his mom. He shot his mom, correct? The one little boy?
One of them did,
and it's just like, I think of a lot of factors. Like, I probably think, like, maybe that's a single mom, and she probably, just not thinking, even though I don't know how you don't think, but maybe just her having a hard day. Life happens, not thinking. She put the gun down real quick. She probably had, that I know she was a single mother of I don't know how many children, but maybe went to go attend the other child, and that child just happened to be going in her room or wherever he seen that gun and just happened to pick it up. I try to give people, like, I try not to come off judgmental. I try to put myself in, like, the benefit of the doubt. Like, what if this scenario was to happen? Like, I'm pretty sure ain't nobody saying, here, just take this gun and stuff like that, So it's just like, to me, I think about different scenarios in my head. Like, if I was in that house and stuff like that, kind of sick in my own head. Like, people like, why you putting yourself in that scenario? But
it's the empathy.
And I empathize with certain things, like, single mom, running around, didn't think of that. Boom, now little boy killed his own mother by accident. Same thing with the other kid. Like, I think maybe sometimes some of these people are just living life, or I'm gonna be honest, I think some of these people are just irresponsible, because it's like, you're not gonna tell me you don't have no way to lock your gun up.
Like, I have my gun license and everything. It's like, I don't have a child, but if I had a child, like, I'm going to make sure my gun is where I placed it every single day before I go to sleep and when I wake up. If I take it out the house with me, I'm gonna make sure I lock it up wherever I lock it up at, and double check before I go to sleep. Like, when you decide to get a gun, you have to be way more responsible than you were before, whether you have kids in your house or just another individual. You just have to be more responsible with your firearm. Like, that you wanted this responsibility. You wanted this weapon. So now take care of it. It's not like a human being, because it doesn't need food and clothes and all that, but like, it's something you have to keep an eye on at all times, because even if you lose it, you can go to jail or lose your gun license, or even get locked up for having an illegal gun, or get wrapped up in a case because a gun you got a body, but you lost it. So now your gun is connected to a body that you ain't even do, because you lost your gun like 3 weeks ago and you ain't do nothing about it. Like,
but see, I think that's irresponsible. I'm licensed to carry, and I feel as though, like you said, I'm sorry, that's like losing a wallet. You're going to report. You're calling every card. You're calling everything to let them know my wallet was lost. Everything, and that's the same thing with a gun. I'm thinking the same way you thinking. Somebody could easily be putting bodies on my shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have time. So I feel as though report your stuff. Same thing with locking up your stuff. There's so many options for you to lock by Amazon. Everything you could afford to buy a lock. Lock that thing up and put it away where a child or nobody is able to get to it. And I'll tell people all the time, you also got to make sure you taking out the mag and everything,
empty the chamber and everything,
release the chamber and make sure there's nothing in the chamber. As a responsible person, this is something that you learn in gun class 101. That's why I tell people, like, yeah, it's easy to go get a gun, but take the classes. Like,
that's not even just for anybody else's safety. That's for your own safety. You go to pick it up to. You go to pick it up to. I don't know, polish it, clean it, because you do have to clean your gun so it don't jam on you. You go to polish it or clean it, and you done shot yourself because you ain't check if it was a bullet in it. You ain't do the proper precautions to take care of it. Like, that's ridiculous.
It really is, and I feel as though a lot of people don't. What I want to say, like, I feel like they take that very lightly. Mm-hmm. Like, it's nothing. Like, oh, okay. Like, I feel like people treat it like it's a cell phone.
Very, very true. Very true. Would you agree with that? Like, people treat their guns like it's a cell phone?
Probably some people. I think more so. I think we probably be best if we change the way we look at guns in a sense. Anyway, like, I do think a lot of times. Like, there are a million things that are dangerous that we keep in our household, and we don't
every day.
Like, you don't tell your child not to touch this, like
the stove,
the stove, like
right.
the
TV,
oven can literally blow the house up.
Dryer,
like, the oven can literally blow the whole house up.
Right.
But we not treating it like, yo, don't touch this. Just be careful when you do it. And I think, and you can look on, YouTube, social media, and all, you see these families who, they educate themselves and their children about the weapons that are in their house, because like, listen, like. The thing is with children are naturally, by nature, they're curious, right? Mm-hmm. So when you got something that's like, yo, don't touch that, don't do this, don't. They're
gonna die.
Your mind always gonna go to like, damn,
like,
I wonder,
well,
like, damn, yeah, right? Because you curious. So if you take that aspect away, and it's like, look, you introducing them to this at a age that's appropriate to your actual child, right? And you let them know, like, yeah, like, no, like, my one homie, he said to his son, he got a 13-year-old son or whatever. And he told his son, he's like, listen, guns kill people. So if you pick this up in your hand, you ready to, don't pick this up in your hand unless somebody's going to die. Like, that's the way you have to treat, you have to treat the gun. Like, somebody's going to die. The minute you pick this up, you got to always think that way, because that's the reality. That's what can happen. This is what this could lead to. So I think definitely, gun safety is something that's totally important. And I think, just awareness of it, and then just the knowledge overall, because everybody look at it like, yo, like, oh yeah, don't touch guns, right? But guns kill people, right? They also protect us though, right? So you got to be. It's a necessary evil. I got to keep it in my house.
I know.
So if I got to keep my house, I need to have my children know, like, listen, like, this is what this is for. This is what it's used for, and kind of like build them up to where we don't go through those situations where it's like, oh, my gun was locked and the kid felt necessary to go play with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think we definitely should, change the way we approach weapons and guns, in general.
Yeah.
It was this one family I followed on Instagram. This guy, I can't remember the name, but him, his wife, and they taught their kids all about guns, different types of guns, how to clean them, take them apart with precautions, everything. And I'm like, that's so decent, because they're children, and he would get so much backlash, like, why do you have your child playing with guns? This is it. But I understood it, because I'm like, one, they're black.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The gentleman with the tattoos and stuff
and
on his
face.
face.
With his son and
He's
daughter.
so smart,
yeah.
Like, I want to sit chill with him one day.
I was like, he got so much backlash. I'm like, I get it, because one, they're black. So they already got to protect themselves. Just based off the color of their skin, they have to protect themselves.
Right.
It don't matter what class they're in, they have to protect themselves. I'm like, I feel as though kids should know how to properly handle a gun. They shouldn't have access to it, but educating them, I feel like that's a major step.
Right,
oh yeah, right. I got criticized because of that. Because like I said, I have a 14-year-old son, and when I first brought my gun home, I sat down and I showed him, like, this is my gun. Just so you know, I'm using this for our protection. Mm-hmm. It's to protect us at all times. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't try to say like guns kill people. I feel like people kill people.
I agree. I feel like people kill people.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you can kill a person with anything, and I know and of course guns kill people, but I feel like people kill people because when you picked up that weapon, when you picked up that gun or whatever weapon and decided, I'm going to kill this person, it didn't matter what you had access to, you were going to kill them. You could have had a damn rope. You were going to kill them. It wouldn't matter what you have access to get the job done.
Because I feel as though people make guns a lot into a negative. You know what I'm saying? And I try to teach them.
And they're also a positive, like he said.
He did say, and that's why I'm just like...
What did you call it? Necessary evil, yeah.
So I just feel as though, like, like you said, like, I followed him. And when I seen that, I said, you know what? I need to do the same thing this gentleman is doing with his kids, because I feel as though, like, you know, like he just said, kids, they're going to do the opposite of what you tell them. No, you can't do this, you know? So, fuck it. Come here. Let me show you this. This mine. This for us. I'm going to make sure we're always protected by any means necessary. But you cannot use this. You cannot touch this. This do not belong to you. This is the property of Jocelyn Monique Vasquez, okay? Remember that. And now he says, you know, I remember, and I was, you know, showing him this stuff, and he's like, you know what, you're right. Like, I'm not, because my son is scared of guns, terrified. I live in the projects where it's nothing but shooting going on at all types of times, you know, so my son is petrified. My son heard a minute of fireworks. The other day, he heard fireworks. You should have seen how fast my son dropped down to the floor.
See, and
he was terrified.
It's crazy how stuff like that can affect different people, because I grew up in the hood, like, still live in the hood to this day, but I grew up in the hood, and it's like, I'll hear gunshots, and I won't flinch.
It's normal to us.
To me, it's normal. Like, I won't flinch, I won't jump. I'm not, like, of course, if I'm in a public area and I hear gunshots, I'm going to run to protect myself, but, like, if I'm in my house and I hear somebody shooting down the street, whatever I was doing, I'm continue doing like I didn't even hear anything. And it's sad that we're so used to it. And some people are just so used to it that it doesn't bother them. Like, this is such...
Desensitized. We desensitized to
like,
it.
this...
I'm so immune to it. I had a shooting two years ago, right before pandemic, like, hit. I was driving in Frankfurt, and it was so pitch black. All I seen was... bop, bop, right in front of my car. Bop, bop, bop. And I just stood there on pause, my aunt on my earpiece. And she was like, what is going on? And I'm just sitting there just watching them shoot at each other.
Just like, what the fuck is this?
Like, and I'm like, what the? And my aunt like, are you in the middle of a gunfight or something? And I'm just like, yeah, they're just shooting. Meanwhile,
you're not worried about your safety.
I didn't even worry. I just sat there like, yeah, they're just shooting right here in front of me. Like, it was so like the norm to me, because it's just like, what the hell? I didn't hit the gas. I'm shocked I didn't get hit, because you know nowadays niggas don't know how to shoot
at all.
There
is no aim. There is. I feel like everybody should definitely go to the gun range, because I'm confused what be going on. Y'all target be right in front of you. And you still miss. I don't understand. Y'all need to just put him down. I don't understand. I really don't understand.
I just feel as though, what happened to old school fighting?
Right. I'm convinced can't nobody fight no more. I'm super convinced don't nobody know how to fight. Y'all egos and prides is way too fucking sensitive. And y'all all just real, excuse my language, but bitch made. Like, what happened to fighting? Like, what happened to taking that L or taking that W? Like, what is y'all scared? Like, I'm confused. Like, I don't understand. Like, especially if you a guy. Like, females, all right, I get it. We got nails, hair, blah, blah, blah. But if we really want to knuck if you, but we won't care. But even with guys, like, y'all don't got as much maintenance for us. What is going on that y'all don't want to rumble it out? Like, do y'all just not know how to fight? Or are you too pussy to fight? Like, what's going on? Because the only way I feel like I'm taking somebody's life is if you hurt my family or if you tried to kill me. That's it. I have no reason to take your life besides those two things. If you try to rob me, I'm not going to try to kill you because you tried to rob me. If you got an issue with me, I'm not going to kill you because we got an issue. You have to either hurt my family, like physically damn near dead, kill my family, or try to kill me. And that's the only way I'm going to be like, oh, I'm taking this person's life. It makes no other sense. I don't understand.
It's a pride thing. To me, I feel like it's a pride thing. I asked somebody there on the in a conversation, and they was like, "Nah, I ain't taking no L. Like, I'd rather shoot somebody or stab somebody before I sit there."
Bitch,
and
well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You good.
I think a lot of that, it definitely, the pride thing come from, like, no L is in silent no more. Like, no L is in private. Like, every L is on social media. Like, even if they don't get the footage of it, like, the word is out, somebody is on somebody's page, and it's like everything get escalated. Like, I wish things would end with a fight, because fights still happen. But the next level is somebody's going to bring a gun. Like, that's always how it is. Like, that's the end result to it all.
That's what happened to them two young men in school. Like, they were fighting. Then the boy brought a gun back and killed them. And it's just like, damn, like, all because of cameras and shit. Like, just because of certain shit, it's just like, you have to escalate it there. Like,
but do it really do? Like, really? Does it? Do you really have to go back with a gun? Like, just you're gonna be a talk for a little second. Just for a little second.
It's different now. Yeah, it's different. It's different now because you gotta sit with that. It don't. Anytime any of this shit happen to maybe to the social media, it might be there for a week or two. You know what I'm saying? But in your mind, how long it sit in your mind? That's you sitting with that.
I'm fighting you every chance I get. What's up?
Yeah, so.
I'm bucking every time. I don't care. I don't care how many times.
If you buck every time you see me, it's on site.
It's on site. I'm on and popping. I'm fighting you until I get my win. I don't care if I took 1,000 L's. I'm going to get that one win eventually because I'm going to study your speed. I'm going to start studying the way you move, and I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Shit. Right. I might be the kid who might bring the fucking rock with the sock, and I'm going to hit you with the damn rock and the
but you got to look at like all that stuff get escalated because when you win, now I need to get my win back now because now you just beat me. So now the person that you've been fighting, they need to get their win back.
That's
like
what it never ends. About beefs. Like when people be like, oh, I don't like this person, I want to fight them. Why? Like literally for what? Yeah. Explain to me like why you want to fight them. Like when people be like telling me like, oh, this person don't like you. All right, so like they don't pay my bills. They literally don't pay my bills. They don't take care of me. They not stopping my life. I really don't fucking care. All right, they talking shit. Let them talk. I'm sure motherfuckers that don't even know me talk. This bitch, I could walk past a bitch from fucking down the street and this bitch be like, oh, I don't like her, or she thick, or she ugly. Like everybody's going to say something about you. It's never that deep to be like, I gotta take your life. I gotta kill you. Are y'all that fucking sensitive?
They are. I feel as though it's like.
Cause I'm confused.
I remember them days, like being like outside about to fight somebody, and my day would be like, "No, Amber, go in the house because your mom's not home, so we gonna play." And I'm just like, "Yo, like,
the whole community was involved.
Yeah, and it's like, what happened to that?
We don't
have that no more, and it's just like I'll be honest, I miss that. I have a little bit of that where I live at on my side of the road of where I live at in the projects. They call us the northeast, the bougie side, because we don't have no drama. We don't have no drama, and it's just like we all was raised by older people, and there's more older people on my side, so it's like we watch over each other, you know. Jocelyn, Amir outside, you know he never plays outside in the projects. Why is he outside today? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I miss that. Like, what happened to that? Why can't we bring that back? Like, can we hashtag bring back the community shit? You know what I mean? Like, can we?
You know what I think is one of the factors in that? And I hate to go, I don't want to go too deep, but like segregation.
No, go deep.
Like segregation. I think that's why, because now integration because now we're so integrated. Like before we had neighborhoods and you knew who lived in this, you knew the people that lived in the neighborhood.
That's very
now especially now within that's definitely Philly's like a gentrified city. Like all the time you see
literally everywhere.
Yeah, so
everywhere is gentrified.
It's like damn, like I remember where the neighborhood I grew up in, part of North Philly I grew up in, it was like it was probably like black people and then it was Hispanic and then anything else, you knew who they was. Like it was a Jamaican couple that lived in the street. You knew
them because you seen them and like way from around here, like
exactly. So you know whatever that you knew what it was. And now, once we you get into integration and everything, they start gentrifying certain areas. So now you run around a corner and like this is where we at right now. Like just a minute.
This was really the welfare school where my son go to. That was the welfare office. That's how they changed all of this.
This is the trap, right? Like this area right here, people used to trap around here. So
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Now, like it's listen. Pull up your Zillow at this $1 million condos right here.
Like, it's crazy because
if you run down the street, you would go get dope, like heroin.
You right here, Richard Allen. But right there, Richard
condos and shit.
Right.
No, it's really like that because in my neighborhood, I grew up in North Philly. If you're from North Philly, this is an argument between everybody in North Philly. But if you're from North Philly, Nighttown. They like to say either Logan or we say Germantown. Depends on what part of North Philly where you want to say we at. But we in North Philly, basically. Nicetown used to have no white people ever. Like no, we had white people, and the only other races we had was our property store, the people who owned the property stores, and the people who owned the Chinese stores. That was it.
Right.
We got fucking Asians. We got literally Asians that don't own no stores around our way. No stores but live around there, white families that live around there. We just like, where y'all come from? And I checked the prices for the houses on Zula and all that. Bitches is going for like a couple grand. I'm like, what? Like around here? But like the area is so gentrified. It's the prices is going up now.
But you know
building
why?
more things around there now.
But
so
you-
people want to move down there now.
But you know why though? Everybody know why. Let's think about it. If you really sit there like let's switch it over to a little bit to like, you know, like politics and stuff like that. They're moving us out and moving them into the city.
Yeah.
Why? Because you have more cop patrol in the city, and they're not gonna worry about us out there.
Well,
and
that,
stuff like
on,
that.
like, gentrification, that's just gentrification.
You know?
Move the whatever it is that's there. You move, you raise the
They've been
prices
going on
up,
for years.
and then
They've
they
been
have to move anyway.
That's been going on for years.
But the thing
But
is,
it was harder though.
it's more
This
so-
was
no, they didn't want to be here.
Yeah,
That's all. The
they
thing-
didn't want to be here at all.
What changed about Philadelphia is the jobs are in the inner city. They're not
They're not
you know, outsourced. now. The
like
jobs
they
are in
used
the
to be.
inner
They're in the city. So now you have to come back.
The blue collar, white collar jobs are in
Right.
the city. So now all these people that moved out in the suburbs and they went far, they're like, damn.
You gotta come back.
gotta come back.
To the city. Now
I'm
it's
not
better
making
if I
money
just
out there.
live
I
in the
have to
city
come
now.
back.
Right. So that's why they're trying to move back into the city, because before, you know, black people lived on the outside.
Yeah.
We moved into the city. They moved out of the city, and now they feel like, oh
And now
shit.
they're doing it the opposite way and stuff
all
like
the
that.
hospitals
You
and
know?
everything's in the
Yeah,
city now. So
everything's in the
everybody's
city.
trying to come back to the city, and and all they're doing is, okay, we're gonna raise the property taxes, raise the that Save a Lot and that ShopRite you went to before. Oh no,
Yeah,
now
that's
it's a Whole Foods.
That's Whole
Yeah, now
Foods.
it's-
That's definitely Whole
it's
Foods.
a
Trader Joe
it's
now.
something that you can't really afford now. Your grandma, whoever owned the house, who used to just go down the street to go or around the corner to go to the supermarket, now she gotta go across the city to go to the market that she can afford. And that was like, damn, it's becoming an old inconvenience for you to even live in your own house, to where it's like, damn. And then on top of that, real estate wise, you got people sending letters, call your house like, look, I'll buy your house right now for $300 grand.
Yep.
And then they fuck around and you like, damn, I'm in a hole. $300 grand would change my life.
Right. We
You
own
fuck
our
around and
house.
sell-
I can't recall how
you
many
fuck around
times
and
people
sell that
tried to
house
get it.
and then go back and see how much it's listed for. And now that house that they bought off you for $300 grand, listed for
Crazy.
$9 now. It's listed for $900 grand now. You just like,
1.5.
exactly. You just look like, what the fuck happened? Like, so it's definitely a thing. Like gentrification is like, yo, like it's already gentrified. Anything, look at Kensington right now. If you drive to Kensington, you see the, you know, what they call Kensington Beach with all this designs and shit. You
Yeah,
see
it's
that?
Kensington
Right.
Beach. I thought it was
But
called Kensington
peep
something.
how they moved them from underneath the L. They did
They're
that for
not
a
under
reason.
there no more. No,
moved
they're
them-
not. They
that's what
moved
was
them
at.
up the
It was
street
like,
and
they
down the
moved for a
street.
reason now, because now
They
if
building
you go
them
around
condos on
look,
Lehigh.
exactly.
Yep.
Right there. They already
Oh,
built.
right
They already
there.
done.
Yeah, they done
Like,
and
yeah,
stuff like that. And they building now some new ones right behind like off of Arabic, on Richmond Street. They building some new joints back there because I'm always driving and stuff, and I'm like, this is about to be the most richest poor city in the world.
Right.
And that leads me to a question though. Do y'all think gentrification takes a part in like the violence that's going on in the city? Like, do y'all think it plays a part? Because it's a lot of new people, new faces. Okay, let me clear one thing up. It's a difference between black crimes and white crimes. Not to be racist or anything like that, but there's a big fucking difference. It's a big difference. Black people, urban communities, there's a lot of gun violence and there's a lot of gun violence. Other races have a lot of, I want to say, kidnapping people violence and people going missing violence. So do you think that the gentrification plays a lot into all these girls going missing and all these girls getting harmed and attacked and things like that?
I'm gonna say yes and no. I say yes a little bit, like especially like the stuff that's going on now in Philly. I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. To be honest, I feel like nobody's thousands there anymore. So PUA right now. So now a lot of people was just like, Dad, what the hell did I do with my money? What should I have done with my money? I don't think like most of it is there. I feel like the kidnapping and all that stuff. Honestly, I just feel as though that's just on some. Now I'm gonna sound like a colorist. It's always been a white people thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really hear.
I know, I'm not gonna lie.
you know,
I agree with. I don't fully agree with it, but I get what you're trying to say.
Right. You don't really hear as much. I mean, lately you have what, Caucasian people, shooting up, people and stuff like that. But I feel as though, like, crime-wise, you don't hear it as much if it was from a white man versus as you do with anyone of color. You will constantly hear that all the time when you turn on the news.
White people crime, it's not being blasted on the news.
Exactly.
It's not.
Or on social media.
Exactly. And I feel as though that, so I feel as though it's definitely not, it's just not out there versus you don't see white people, honestly, on some, it's a crime going on, action! Like they're not whipping out the phone, so we're not gonna.
That's also
hear
because they don't have to. They don't have to record their crimes. They don't have to record when cops are involved. They don't have to record to protect themselves like we have to. We have to record. We have to. I also understand so many people being like, "Oh, nobody wants to be on social media," but when you're fighting somebody, somebody has to record that fight because all it takes is for somebody to be like, "They stabbed me. You didn't have a knife." But the cops ain't gonna believe you because why? You're black or you're darker. You're of a darker skin tone. So sometimes you do have to record, and that can even push somebody to be like, "Now I want to kill you because you got me in a whole situation. If I'm gonna go to jail, I'm gonna go to jail for something I actually did." Like, it's different. It's different now. You have to record to protect yourself. It's not easy. It's not like we can just be like, "Oh, somebody's getting pulled over. Not my problem." It's kind of you gotta be like, "Yo, like I gotta record. I don't know which way this gonna go, so I gotta record this." Like, it's sad, like how the violence in the city has escalated. Like, I really do be sitting wondering, like, damn, what happened to all the OGs and like, all the players in the streets that really be like, "Yo, all right, we're not gonna shoot this out right now or fight this out because women and children are around." Like, it's none of that no more. And I don't know if it's because I'm a female, so I don't hear about it. But Reese, I'm gonna ask you because you're a male. Is that still like talk in the community and like amongst other men? Like, oh, we're not gonna bust this down, or we're not gonna, rumble this out because it's women and children around. Is that even a thing that gets said anymore? Or it's just they don't care?
So I think in groups that it is being talked about, it's not being applied. Like you said something earlier. One of y'all said something about the real OGs being dead or in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's a myth. Like I think that like there aren't any OGs. Like that's just not a thing anymore. Like they might be dead, but they ain't in jail. It's a lot of weirdos in jail. Like honestly, it's like a lot of weirdos in jail.
Definitely.
So, but it's just like like I think the conversation is being held, but it's not being upheld. It's not like it's like the people that are having the conversations aren't really the ones that's applying. They're not in the situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely like it's hard to when you're not doing something, you can have all the solutions for it. Like you ever watch somebody like, well, why you didn't do this or why you didn't do that? Why you didn't do that?
All the time,
It's
right.
totally different when you're actually involved in it because
to have all these different ideas.
Exactly, right. Because you're seeing it with a different set of eyes. Like so it's definitely hard. And for me, like I'm not a street dude, so I never was. So it's hard for me to be like, yo, yeah, they should do this or they should do that because honestly, I don't even fucking know. Like, and I think there's a major disconnect between niggas is in the streets and then regular niggas. I think it's a major disconnect between the two. There's no in the middle. Like there's no like niggas that work and then then they be in the street. It's no in the middle. You got like the working class and then you got niggas in the street and then it's so far in between. Like and then like you said, like before like when we were a community, like when the black people were a community, it was like I can be a working dude and I can go talk to the street dude like, look, like we got some type of issue, whatever, we can have that conversation. Right now, that's not a thing no more. Like, it's not a thing. Like, one side don't respect the other side, and that's just how it go. Like,
and you know what? So before we recorded this episode, I had put it on social media, just bringing up the topic, and somebody messaged me. It was like, you know why it's so many street niggas out here? Because that's what you females like nowadays. Now, of course, I just looked at his comment like, you're an asshole. But then I thought about it like, you know what? Like, that might be true. Like, that's what a lot of girls might actually want. Y'all want these niggas out here ready to kill somebody and all this other stuff. And it's like, is that what y'all like?
I'm cool. No, I don't.
I wouldn't.
I don't want no street nigga. I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie. I don't got time to be.
I'm not built to hold you down if you get arrested.
And I'm not even holding you down. I don't care about not holding you down. I care about what if they shoot us together.
Right.
Kill we out and as a family and
Right.
Like,
we're
they
all
come
of us
looking
there.
for
Me,
me to
my
get
son.
to you. I'm not-
Yeah, I don't have
playing
time
them
for
kind of
that.
games. Don't nobody got time for that.
I
Like-
don't want a street nigga. Give me the lame nigga that look like Bill Gates. I'll take you, Poppy. Come here. Come here. I
Oh,
take
real
man. I want
talk.
you. I
Well, yeah,
don't
I
want
think-
no street nigga.
And I think you definitely point out something important, because there's a lot of people that's portraying that lifestyle that not really that lifestyle, and that's why
They doing it to get bitches.
and that's why, and that's one of the big issues too, because again, like, not only was, we had a community, but even in the streets, niggas had a code, like, that was a code. But when you got all these people that's perpetuating the lifestyle, they not upholding that code. There is
ain't
no
no
code.
code
There
no
is no
more. It's
code. Like,
nothing,
there is nothing, because you got everybody coming from any which way, and they're trying to, live the by the street code. It's like, what is that? What is that even? Like, you can't even tell me, because this is not something that you are. This is something that you're doing. Like, and it's a totally different. And I think
It's
a lot
not
of
a lifestyle. It's
a
a
lot
trend.
exactly, a lot of the people that's out here that's getting into it, and a lot of that is definitely a trend. Like, it's definitely something that's like, yo, this is not something you doing because
Y'all doing it 'cause
because
it's
before,
weird.
motherfuckers was in the streets was doing this for a living. Like, this is all I can do. Like, this is the lifestyle I know. This is all I can do. Niggas is literally leaving, coming up in 2-parent house homes, fucking from what's that, like Sharon
Tyreek
Hill,
and shit.
fucking like
Like
yeah,
Tyreek
like
off of Power.
exactly, like yo,
Yeah.
you got a life, but you want to
I
perpetuate.
still don't like him as a character. Like, we
Yeah.
never gonna lay that down.
Yeah.
Like, ever. Like,
But you got so many dudes like that that's trying to live that, what the other side is doing, and it's just like, yeah, like, again, like I said, like, and there's no respect from either side, so we're just like, where are we? We just lost.
You're
That's-
right.
and that's-
We
and
are
that's the
completely
problem.
lost.
That's major.
And that's
really
the thing.
problem.
Like I like you took the words right out of my mouth. Like, we are lost, because I grew up with my dad. He was a very, very well known drug dealer in Kensington, and like one thing I could say, we was safe. We was definitely safe. He did his time. That's why I could talk about it. So
like, the case is over.
yeah,
I
case is
can talk
over
now.
with. He did his time.
No, like, I agree
you
with
know?
that though, because I was raised around nothing but. I was raised around a bunch of men. I have 2 older brothers. I'm the only girl. I was raised around nothing but men. Most of my friends were men. Or I have a gang, like fucking 3 football teams worth of people I call my fake brothers or fake cousins. I was raised around nothing but men, and they all sell drugs, but I never had to worry like something's going to happen to me. I never had to worry, because they would literally make sure, like, yo, go in the house, X, Y, and Z is about to happen, or y'all can't be outside right now. Like, we could be playing rope. They'll stop
They'll
our
stop
shit
you
and
in
be
the
like,
middle
go
of
in
the
the
shit.
house.
Get in the house.
Everybody go in the house. Why we gotta go in the house? Go in the house. Like, you'll just know when it's like, all right, they serious. We not supposed to be out here. Like, it's different now. And then, like, all these young men, and even young women, because it's not just men doing it. It's not just men doing it. It's a lot of young women quick to be out here, be like, oh, I'm shooting bitches.
Why?
Why you don't want to knuckle it out? I get it. Oh, I pay too much for my hair and my nails. Listen, when I'm not getting my nails done right now because of my job I got, but when I get my nails done, my manicures be running me from anywhere from $100 to $250, damn near $300. So I get it. You don't want to break your nails, because that shit is an expensive ass investment.
That shit hurt.
And it hurts. It hurts.
Like, fuck.
But if I know I get my nails done a lot or whatever, I'm going to try to avoid drama any way possible. I'm not going to be a bitch. No, but I'm going to not just be getting into shit just to get into shit. No. Because that means I don't want to be a fighter. I wouldn't want to be a fighter because of whatever reasons, right? So why are you getting it? Like, why are you getting into things or starting things and you know you not really trying to
You're
do
not
nothing
about that
about
life.
it?
You're
just
not
running
about
your
it.
mouth. That's a problem. And men do it. Men do it too. Run their mouth, but then get too scared when somebody approach them like, "Yo, I'm trying to rumble." It's weird. I don't understand that. Like, and it's sad because y'all resorting to killing somebody. Like, why? Like, this is the first out of all my life. This year, I've never heard so many women and children dying in our city. Never. Ever, 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 ever. And I'm just shocked and appalled at what's going on. Like, we have all these leaders or community leaders and everything like that. And I'm just really sitting here like, what are y'all doing? Is there anything going on? Are there any, like, movements and plan, like in action? Are y'all talking about something? Are y'all trying to do something? Even for our city officials in the police system, like, are y'all going to do anything, or are we just like ignoring what's going on nowadays? Because it's sad how many women and children are dying. Not just women and children. It's sad how many people are dying in general. There looks like nothing's going on. Like, we like living in fucking Wild Wild West at this point. At this point, we're really living in the Wild Wild West area where anybody can just get shot. You could be in the wrong place, wrong time, wrong city. It don't matter. You gonna get it. And it's sad. It should not be like that. Like, I'm just really want to know, how long is it gonna take before somebody's out here just lost their whole fucking bloodline because of the violence in the city of Philadelphia? Because I know what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure it happened. I know too many people that lost friends, family members, spouses, just everything from this damn violent shit that's going on in the city. And it's like nothing's being done. It's not being talked about. No moves are being made by nobody. The police saying, oh, it's hard to get the guns under like control in the city. It don't have to be that hard. Something could happen. And I don't even play with the cops, but still, like, something needs to happen. Even if y'all don't want to work with the cops, like, older people in your family, step up and like school these young people y'all got around y'all that y'all know is a play in that lifestyle. School them, teach them something, educate them about something. Don't just have them out here doing dumb shit, because the next thing you know, they gonna be dead and you gonna be sitting there like, damn, I could have did something. I could have talked to him. I could have talked to her. I could have told her X, Y, and Z so she don't do X, Y, and Z. Like, now but it's too late now. Like, make a change while you can before it's too late. Because there's too many young people going to prison. There's too many people going in these graves. Like, do y'all know a lot of grave sites in Philadelphia are this is literally a thing. They're overpopulated. I didn't even know that could be a fucking thing. It's literally to the point people are burying people over top of each other. And like, that's always been a thing through years, but like, it's talked about now. They're literally putting out press news saying they're burying people over top of each other. Why the hell is that happening? Why is that happening, and why isn't nobody concerned about that? That's weird. Like, I just want with this podcast, everybody to like start paying attention to the violence in Philadelphia more. Do something about it. Do anything. Even if you just gotta talk to one of your friends and tell them, yo, don't shoot them. Don't kill them. Don't do this. Just make a difference so that they don't end up dead or end up killing somebody else. Because it's not needed. But we're gonna wrap it up. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you again with a new one. Bye, y'all.